Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I want to share with you a truth so simple, yet so profoundly ignored by the masses, that if you grasp it fully, it will change the very course of your life. The words you speak, the sentences you form, the inner conversations you hold with yourself, they are not mere sounds. They are the architects of your destiny. Every millionaire, every person who has achieved greatness, has first mastered the art of speaking. Not just to others, but to themselves. Speak like a millionaire. Think like a millionaire. And your life will inevitably follow. You see, the outer world responds to the inner world. The mind that speaks with authority, that claims abundance as if it already exists, that refuses to accept lack as a reality. This mind draws life to itself in accordance with its declaration. Tonight we are going to explore 15 steps to unlock this secret, to harness the power of your words, and to mold your life into the reality you have always desired. Let us begin. The power of inner conversation. Tonight I want to take you to a truth that is so simple yet so completely ignored by almost everyone. The idea that your life is nothing more than the reflection of your inner conversation. Everything you experience, everything you encounter begins within you. Before a millionaire walks into their office, signs their contracts, or experiences the wealth they desire, they have already spoken it within themselves. They have rehearsed it silently, persistently, until their inner world mirrors the outer. And this, my friends, is what I call the foundation of creation. Listen carefully. Most people think that their circumstances dictate their thoughts, that life happens to them, and that they must struggle against a reality that is outside their control. But this is a complete inversion of the truth. The outer world responds to the inner world, not the other way around. You are always talking to yourself, whether consciously or unconsciously. These inner dialogues are the blueprint of your life. Each thought, each silent statement is a word spoken to the universe, instructing it to produce your outer reality in accordance with your beliefs. Consider this. When you are alone, when no one is watching, what do you say to yourself? Do you say, I will never succeed? I am not good enough. There is never enough for me. Or do you say, I am capable, I am worthy, I attract success and abundance into my life? Every one of these inner statements carries power. They are seeds planted in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind, and they will grow until they manifest as your reality. Now let me clarify something crucial. You might think I only speak positively when I'm trying to convince myself, but deep down I know my limitation. This is exactly why the inner conversation is so important. Your subconscious does not debate your conscious rationalizations. It responds to feeling, to imagination, to the conviction behind your words. If you whisper doubt, if you murmur fear, you are feeding your life with exactly what you do not want. But if you declare with certainty, if you feel the reality of your success as already yours, your subconscious mobilizes to make it appear in the world outside. You must understand, my friends, that the inner conversation is not a passive activity. It is not simply thinking. It is not daydreaming in a harmless way. It is active creation. It is the engine that drives the life you experience. And the astonishing thing is that it is completely within your control. No one can manipulate it. No circumstance can dictate it, except you. The moment you change your inner conversation, you change your destiny. Now let us examine how a millionaire conducts this inner dialogue. They speak to themselves constantly in the language of success. They do not ask. They declare. They do not wish. They assume. They do not hope. They feel the reality as present. When they wake up in the morning, their first words, even in thought, are not about what they lack, but about what they have. I am successful, they tell themselves. I am confident. I am abundant. I attract wealth. I serve others through my success. This is not empty rhetoric. It is a deliberate, sustained practice of inner creation, repeated every day until it becomes their identity. Contrast this with the person who complains about their circumstances, who blames the world for their failures, who allows negative thoughts to roam freely in their mind. Their inner conversation is one of limitation, fear, and scarcity. And what do you suppose manifests in their life? Exactly that. Scarcity, struggle, frustration, and disappointment. They are speaking their life into existence without realizing it. Life does not impose these realities upon them. They are creating them with their own words. I want you to take this seriously. Every thought you entertain, every word you speak silently to yourself is a declaration, and the universe listens without judgment. It does not argue with you. It does not negotiate. It simply manifests the reality that corresponds with the instructions you give it. If you want a life of abundance, If you want health, wealth, confidence, and peace, then you must begin by monitoring and mastering your inner conversation. Speak only what aligns with your desired outcome. Think only in terms of the reality you wish to see. Assume it, feel it, and the world will follow. Now you may ask, how do I change my inner conversation if I've been speaking negatively for years? The answer is simple, but requires persistence. First, become aware. Notice every statement you make to yourself, every fleeting thought, every judgment, every worry. Awareness is the first step toward mastery. Once you are conscious of these patterns, you can begin to correct them. Replace every negative statement with an affirmative present tense declaration. Instead of saying, I am poor, say I am wealthy. I have more than enough. Instead of saying, I cannot achieve this, say I am capable. I accomplish what I set my mind to. And do this consistently, every day, until it becomes second nature. Here is the most remarkable thing about this practice. The more you repeat it, the more real it feels. The subconscious mind cannot distinguish imagination from reality. When you speak with conviction, when you feel the words as true, your subconscious mind accepts it, and your outer life begins to reflect it. The millionaire is not born wealthy. They are born aware of the creative power of their own words, and they apply it consistently. Finally, understand that this inner conversation is not a task. It is a lifestyle. It is not something you do occasionally. It is who you become. It colors your perception, guides your actions, and ultimately shapes the world you live in. You are speaking every moment of every day. If you wish to be rich, confident, successful, and free, then you must speak in alignment with that reality. Speak as if it is already yours. Feel it as if it exists now, and act as if nothing can stop you. The world will respond. So tonight, I challenge you. Listen to your own inner conversation. Take note of the words you speak to yourself, and begin to speak differently. Speak with authority, with conviction, with certainty. Speak like a millionaire, and your life without question will follow. So, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Tonight, I want to share with you a principle so powerful that when fully understood and applied, it will transform your life from the ground up. The secret is this: do not wait for circumstances to change before you feel successful. Do not wait for wealth, recognition, or opportunity before you experience confidence. Instead, assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Live in the end, and life will rearrange itself to match the state you inhabit internally. Too many people make the grave mistake of looking outward for evidence of their desires. They say, when I have the money, I will feel secure, or when I am respected, I will feel confident. This is precisely backward. Reality is not made outside of you. It begins in the depths of your consciousness. The world is a mirror. It reflects not what you lack, but what you believe you already possess. And the only way to impress your subconscious mind, which is the ultimate creator, is to assume the feeling of having already achieved what you desire. Let me explain this in the clearest terms possible. When you want a promotion, do not say, I hope I get the promotion. Instead, sit quietly and imagine yourself in that position. Feel the responsibilities, the pride, the satisfaction, as if it is happening now. Speak internally to yourself. I am the person they recognize for my skill and value. I am in the position I deserve. Do not focus on the steps to get there. Do not dwell on obstacles. Feel it. Live it. The subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between imagination and reality. To it, the feeling is the proof. And once it accepts that reality, your outer circumstances will inevitably shift to reflect it. Consider the millionaire who lives as if wealth already exists. They do not continually check their bank account or worry about scarcity. They embody prosperity. They speak the language of abundance, think in the terms of abundance, and feel in the depths of their being that money flows to them effortlessly. This assumption of the state is what compels the universe to move. Their outer life is simply the reflection of this inner assumption. You see, you cannot act yourself into a new reality if your inner feeling contradicts it. You must first inhabit the state, and then the outer world will follow. Many people think they can fake it superficially, but here is the distinction. It is not merely an act. It is a felt reality. Your body, your emotions, your attention must be aligned with the state you wish to manifest. If you act confident outwardly, but feel anxiety inwardly, The outer display is meaningless. The subconscious mind responds to feeling, to inner conviction, not to outward performance. Therefore, you must cultivate a state of consciousness in which your desire is already realized. This is the essence of assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Now, how do we accomplish this practically? First, find a quiet space where you can be undisturbed. Close your eyes and bring the desire clearly before you. Picture it vividly. What does it look like? What does it feel like? How does it change your daily experience? Immerse yourself fully in this mental scene. See it through your own eyes. Hear it as though it is real. And most importantly, feel it emotionally. Your feelings are the bridge between imagination and reality. The more vividly and persistently you feel, the more your subconscious mind accepts it as true. Second, maintain this feeling throughout your day. Every time doubt or fear creeps in, return to the assumption. Remind yourself, this is already mine. I am living it in my mind. Therefore it is already. Do not argue with present circumstances. Do not attempt to force external evidence. Your role is not to battle reality. It is to impress your inner being with the undeniable certainty of the fulfilled wish. The world will adjust itself to correspond with the state you inhabit. Third, persist. Many give up too quickly because the outer world does not immediately reflect the inner state. But remember, the process works silently. Your inner assumption must be sustained, undisturbed by appearances, until it hardens into fact. The subconscious mind does not measure time as you do. To it, a feeling held persistently becomes reality instantly. It is only the conscious mind, with its impatience and doubt, that perceives delay. Persist, and you will witness results beyond your imagination. Let us consider this in practical terms. If you desire financial freedom, sit quietly each morning and feel it. Picture the bills paid, the abundance flowing, the ease with which opportunities present themselves. Feel the gratitude and security that comes with this reality. Do not concern yourself with how it will happen, whether through investments, career opportunities, or unexpected sources. That is the job of the subconscious mind. Your job is to inhabit the state. Persist daily, and watch your outer life conform to the reality of your inner assumption. Notice, this principle applies not only to wealth, but to health, relationships, creativity, and personal growth. Do you wish to be confident in social situations? Imagine yourself speaking with assurance, connecting with others effortlessly, feeling valued and respected. Do you wish for improved health? Feel the vitality, the strength, the energetic ease flowing through your body. Do you wish to manifest love or connection? Feel the warmth, the joy, the reciprocity as if it is already present. In every case, it is the inner feeling, the lived experience in your imagination, that determines the reality you encounter. Now let me emphasize a point many overlook. This is not a superficial exercise in wishful thinking. It is not pretend. It is the conscious use of imagination as a creative tool. When you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you are not lying to yourself. You are engaging in the highest form of truth. The truth that consciousness creates reality, and that by feeling yourself as already possessing your desire, you impress the law of your being to bring it into manifestation. So tonight I urge you to practice this principle. Begin by choosing one desire, one situation you wish to manifest. Close your eyes, fully immerse yourself in the scene as if it is real, and feel it deeply. Persist in this inner conversation throughout your day. Let it saturate your consciousness until doubt is expelled. Seep to yourself silently, and let the certainty of the state guide every thought, action, and word. In doing so, you align yourself with the creative power that shapes every millionaire, every successful individual, every fulfilled human being who has ever lived. Remember, the world outside is a reflection of the world within. If you inhabit the state of abundance, confidence, and success, the outer world will inevitably follow. Do not wait for evidence. Evidence is secondary. First, live the feeling. First, assume the reality. First, believe in the state as though it were already yours. Then and only then will life unfold in perfect accordance with your assumption. Tonight, make this a commitment. Choose to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and watch your life transform. Speak it, feel it, live it. Become the person who already possesses your desire, and in doing so, the universe will bow to the reality you have created within.
The imagination is the gateway to reality. Tonight I want to take you deeper into a principle that every person who has ever succeeded
has known and applied without exception. Your imagination is not a mere pastime, a trivial activity or a fleeting distraction. It is the gateway to reality. The world you see before you is but the echo of your inner imaginative acts. Everything you experience in the outer world was first conceived within the theater of your mind. And this is why imagination is not something to be ignored, but something to be consciously mastered, cultivated, and directed. You see, most people underestimate the power of their imagination. They treat it as fantasy, as entertainment, as something that is detached from real life. They do not understand that their imagination is the most powerful instrument they possess. It is the laboratory in which all creation begins. Every invention, every business, every work of art, every life of abundance starts as a single imaginative act. The millionaire, the leader, the person who achieves extraordinary things, they do not merely hope for results. They imagine them, they feel them, they live them in the inner world first, and the outer world is compelled to follow. Let me explain this with clarity. Imagination is not simply visualizing what you want in a superficial way. It is the art of living fully in the end result, of feeling it, experiencing it, and assuming it as true in the present moment. If you wish for wealth, do not merely picture a bank account number. Picture the lifestyle, the confidence, the opportunities, the freedom that wealth brings. Hear the conversations, see the interactions, feel the satisfaction. Immerse yourself completely, make it real in your mind, and your subconscious mind will begin to accept it as fact. Here is the law you must understand. Imagination impresses the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind governs your reality. It acts without question, without delay, without discrimination. The moment you imagine something vividly and persistently, the subconscious begins to move circumstances, opportunities, and people in alignment with that mental state. What you imagine becomes your life. The world does not create you. You create the world through the imagination you entertain. But there is a crucial condition. Your imagination must be directed and controlled. Random daydreams, wishes that come and go, scattered thoughts, they do not impress the subconscious. Only sustained, deliberate, and emotionally charged imagination produces results. This is why so many people fail. They imagine sporadically, half-heartedly, and then complain when nothing changes. You must make a commitment to your inner theater. Sit quietly. Close your eyes, engage all your senses, feel the reality of your desire, as if it is already here. Persist. Repeat. Live it internally, until it becomes part of your identity. Notice how this differs from conventional thinking. Most people look outward for signs, for proof, for validation. They wait for the stock market to rise, for the boss to notice them, for luck to appear. But the truth is, these external circumstances are secondary. The inner imaginative act is primary. Change the imagination, and the outer circumstances must change. Change the feeling of your inner state, and reality conforms to it. This is why imagination is the gateway to everything you desire. It is the bridge between thought and manifestation, between the invisible and the visible. Now some of you may say, but I cannot control my imagination. It wanders. I have too many distractions. That is exactly why you must practice. Just as a musician must rehearse scales, just as an athlete must train their body, you must train your imagination. Begin with small exercises. Imagine a simple event, a conversation, a scene, a success. Picture it in detail. Feel it fully. Repeat it until it becomes vivid and alive. Then expand. Imagine larger results, greater achievements. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes to direct your imagination at will, and the more powerfully it manifests your desires. Imagination is not passive. It is active creation. It is the creative workshop in which your life is forged. The person who succeeds does not wait for inspiration to strike. They use imagination as a tool. Deliberately and persistently, they enter the state of their fulfilled desire repeatedly, daily, with feeling, and live there internally. The outer world cannot help but obey. Circumstances bend, people respond, opportunities appear, all in accordance with the state of imagination you inhabit. Let me give you a concrete example. If you desire a prosperous business, do not begin by worrying about marketing plans, office space, or employees. First, imagine the business as fully operational, successful, and serving thousands of people. Feel the satisfaction of your clients, the joy of your employees, the flow of revenue. Imagine the confidence, the clarity, and the leadership required to manage it. Live that inner reality. The external circumstances, the office, the money, the opportunities will follow your inner imagination. Your inner world is the blueprint, Your outer world is the construction site. Furthermore, imagination is not limited by the so-called laws of the physical world. It transcends limitation. In your imagination, there are no barriers, no scarcity, no impossibility. The millionaire imagines freely, boldly, audaciously. They do not constrain their desires based on current circumstances or societal rules. They inhabit the reality they wish to create, and the universe bends to accommodate the boldness of their inner state. If you limit your imagination, you limit your results. Expand it. Dare to imagine the life you truly want. Feel it, assume it, and let the outer world conform. Finally, remember this. Imagination is the most direct path to self-mastery. By controlling your imagination, you control your inner world, and by controlling your inner world, you control your outer world. All the wealth, health, relationships, and success you desire begins here. Do not underestimate it. Do not neglect it. Dedicate time, energy, and emotion to your imagination. Make it vivid, make it consistent, and make it alive. Assume the reality of your desire, and watch the world adjust itself to the state you inhabit. Tonight I leave you with this challenge. Commit to your imagination. Make it your constant companion, your tool of creation, your guide. See the life you desire, feel it as present, live it internally. Let your imagination shape your words, your actions, and your beliefs. And as you do, know this with certainty. The outer world will follow. Imagination is not fantasy. It is the most real thing you possess. Use it wisely, and life will answer with abundance, opportunity, and fulfillment beyond your imagination.
4. Speak as if it is already yours. Tonight, I want to bring your attention to one of the most potent principles of life, speaking as if what you desire already exists. This principle is simple, yet so completely overlooked, that most people struggle through life believing their words are harmless. They are not harmless. Every word you speak, every sentence you form, every declaration you make, shapes the life you live. And the moment you learn to speak as if your desire is already yours, you harness a power that is beyond ordinary comprehension. Many people think that life is built by circumstances, that money, love, or success must first appear in the external world before they can speak of it. But this is the great illusion. The world responds to your inner state. It is not the outer reality that creates your words. It is your words that create the outer reality. Speak with authority, with conviction, as though the object of your desire is already present, and life will yield to your declarations. Consider for a moment the simple power of language. When you say, I hope to be successful, you are communicating lack. You are announcing scarcity. But when you say, I am successful, you are declaring reality. You are issuing a command to your subconscious, and your subconscious obeys. It moves, subtly but surely, to make your outer world reflect the inner state you have announced. The millionaire does not say, I hope my business grows. They say, my business is thriving, clients seek my services, and my success expands every day. The words themselves carry the power of creation. But this is not mere repetition of phrases. This is a disciplined practice of embodying the state of fulfillment. To speak as if it is already yours requires feeling, conviction, and imagination aligned. You must feel the reality of your words in the depths of your being. Without feeling, the words are hollow. The subconscious does not respond to empty speech. It responds to the reality you experience emotionally and mentally. The words you speak must be a reflection of the state you occupy internally. Now some may think, but I do not feel it yet. How can I speak it as if it is real? This is where imagination becomes your ally. You do not need to wait for the outer circumstances to validate your word. You create the validation within. Close your eyes. See yourself living the life you desire. Hear the sounds, see the sights, and most importantly, feel the sensations of having achieved your goal. Then let your words mirror this inner reality. Speak, write, and think from that assumed state. Speak as though it is already yours, and your subconscious mind will begin to act to bring it into external manifestation. Notice the subtlety here. It is not about arrogance. It is not about pretending to be someone you are not. It is about acknowledging the truth of what is already possible within you. Every human being has the capacity to assume the state of their fulfilled desire. The limitation is only in your willingness to speak and feel as if it is real. Speak as if it is already done, and you step into a realm where life obeys the inner word rather than resisting it. Let me emphasize this. The world does not manifest your desires because of hope, longing, or wishful thinking. It manifests because of conviction, declaration, and the persistent assumption of the state you wish to experience. I am wealthy is a command. I am healthy is a decree. I am loved is an affirmation of truth within. These words are instructions to the universe, and the universe moves in accordance with them. Speak with clarity, speak with authority, and speak consistently. This is the practice of every successful individual you have ever known. Furthermore, speaking as if it is already yours influences your actions, whether consciously or unconsciously. When your words reflect your assumed state, your mind naturally begins to take actions aligned with that state. Opportunities become visible, connections are made, and decisions are guided by the internal reality you declare. You begin to notice doors opening, circumstances shifting, and life aligning with your spoken intention. This is the power of speaking from the state of fulfillment. It shapes not only your thoughts, but also your behavior, your perception, and ultimately, your results. Many struggle because they speak contrary words, sometimes even subconscious. They say, I am trying, or I hope, or I want. These words communicate lack. Replace them with present tense declarations. I am achieving, I am thriving, I am abundant. The difference is subtle in language but monumental in effect. The subconscious mind obeys your declarations, not your desires expressed in the future tense. Speak as if it is done, and it is done first within and then without. Now practice makes perfect. Speak your desired reality daily. Speak it in your mind. Speak it in conversation where appropriate. Speak it to yourself in moments of reflection. Do not be timid. Do not whisper doubts. Speak boldly. The more you declare, the more your subconscious is impressed, and the more your external world conforms to the inner assumption. Persistence is key. The outer world will not always immediately reflect your words, but that does not matter. The inner conviction must be unwavering. The universe does not measure time as you do. It measures the persistence and certainty of your inner world. Here is an exercise to solidify this principle. Each morning, before you engage with the world, close your eyes and speak aloud 10 affirmations as if they are already true. Say, I am confident, I am abundant, I am successful, I am healthy, I am attracting opportunities that expand my life. Feel each one, let it resonate through your body, your mind, and your imagination. Persist with this daily and you will notice subtle shifts. Your speech will begin to shape thought. Thought will begin to shape behavior, and behavior will begin to shape your world. Remember, the outer world is a reflection, not a creator. Your words, your inner assumptions, and your feelings are the forces that shape reality. Speak as if what you desire is already yours. Do not argue with appearances. Do not question the timing. Simply declare, and the universe will respond. This is not a philosophy. This is a law of being, known to every successful human, yet practiced by few. So tonight, I urge you, speak boldly, speak with conviction, and speak as if your desire is already real. Speak in the present tense, embody the state you wish to see, and persist without doubt. Watch carefully, for life will respond. Opportunities will appear, circumstances will shift, and reality will conform to your words. The power to shape your life is in your speech. Use it wisely, use it consistently, and speak as if it is already yours.
5. Remove all negativity from your speech. Tonight I want to speak to you about a principle that is so often overlooked, yet it is one of the most powerful keys to manifesting the life you desire. This principle is simple in theory, but profound in its effect. Remove all negativity from your speech. Every word you utter carries creative power. Words are not mere sounds, they are instructions to your subconscious, which in turn shapes your reality. When your speech is filled with doubt, fear, complaint, or limitation, you are unknowingly commanding a life of struggle and scarcity. But when your speech is clear, positive, and aligned with your desires, you are commanding abundance, success, and fulfillment. Many people underestimate the power of their own words. They speak without thought, complain without realizing it, or repeat old patterns of fear and limitation. I can't. It's impossible. I'll never succeed. These statements seem harmless, but they are seeds of failure sown into the fertile soil of the subconscious. The universe does not judge or argue with your words. It simply obeys. What you speak repeatedly and with feeling becomes your reality. Therefore, your first responsibility is to watch what you say and remove negativity from every aspect of your speech. Let us consider what it means to remove negativity. It is not merely avoiding insults or harsh words toward others. It is the complete elimination of doubt, fear, complaint, and limitation from your vocabulary. Do not speak of lack, failure, or difficulty, even in jest. Replace every negative statement with a positive one, spoken as though it is already true. Instead of saying, I hope I can succeed, say, I am succeeding. Every day I grow stronger, wiser, and more capable. Instead of saying, I don't have enough money, say, I have more than enough. Abundance flows to me easily and continuously. Notice the subtlety. It is not just about words. It is about belief. When you speak with conviction, your words carry the weight of reality. When you speak casually or doubtfully, your words lack power. You must speak deliberately. Every sentence you form should reflect the reality you wish to experience. Speak as if your desires are already fulfilled. Let your language create the internal state that the universe will mirror in your external life. Many fail to see the connection between negative speech and negative reality because they think life is caused by external circumstances. They blame the world, others, or fate for their misfortune. But the truth is, every complaint, every negative statement, every moment of inner criticism is a blueprint for the life they experience. The world simply obeys the words you speak. Speak with negativity, and the world will present obstacles. Speak with positivity, and the world will provide opportunities. Now, how do you begin to remove negativity from your speech? First, awareness is essential. Listen carefully to what you say, both to yourself and to others. Notice patterns of complaint, judgment, or doubt. Notice when you are speaking from fear or limitation. This awareness is the first step toward mastery. You cannot change what you do not acknowledge. Second, replace the negative with the positive. Every time you catch yourself speaking doubt, immediately reframe. Transform I can't into I can. Transform I don't have enough into I have more than enough. Transform it's impossible into everything I desire is achievable. Do this consistently every day until the positive becomes natural. Your subconscious will begin to accept these statements as true, and your external reality will shift accordingly. Third, cultivate a language of affirmation. Speak in terms of what you desire, not what you fear. Speak in the present tense, as though your desire is already accomplished. Instead of saying, I want to be rich, say, I am wealthy. Money flows to me effortlessly. Instead of saying, I hope to be healthy, say, I am healthy, vibrant, and full of energy. The words themselves carry creative power when aligned with feeling. Speak with conviction, and your inner world, and therefore your outer world, will respond. Many people make the mistake of speaking positive words without feeling them. This is ineffective. The subconscious does not respond to words alone. It responds to the feeling behind them. Therefore, when you speak positively, immerse yourself in the emotion of having already achieved your desire. Feel the gratitude, the joy, the security, the confidence. Speak as if it is real and live as if it has already come to pass. The more vivid the feeling, the more powerful the words, and the faster the manifestation. Negativity is not only in words, but also in thought patterns. Every complaint, every fear, every internal argument you carry is reflected in your speech. Therefore, to remove negativity, you must also master your thoughts. Catch yourself thinking doubt, fear, or limitation, and immediately redirect your mind to the positive state of your desire fulfilled. Speak only what reinforces that state. Your words must reflect your highest inner assumption, not your doubts about the present moment. Furthermore, observe the company you keep. The words of others influence your own inner and outer. Surround yourself with people who speak positively, who affirm possibility, who inspire and uplift. Limit exposure to those who complain, criticize, or doubt. Your environment echoes your speech patterns back to you, reinforcing either limitation or expansion. Choose wisely, positively, and surround yourself with positivity. Let me give you an exercise. Each morning, take 5 minutes to speak aloud positive affirmations as if they are already true. Use clear present tense language. Speak of your wealth, your health, your relationships, your success. Feel the truth of your words as you speak them. Repeat this throughout the day whenever you catch yourself slipping into negative speech. Persist, and soon it will become second nature. You will notice your inner state aligning with your words, and your outer world will follow. Remember, your speech is your power. Every word you utter carries the force of creation. Remove all negativity, and you create a space in your consciousness for abundance, success, and fulfillment. Speak with authority, speak with feeling, speak as if what you desire is already yours. The universe does not resist the words of the confident and the positive. It obeys. Tonight, commit to removing all negative speech from your life. Watch your words control your thoughts, and speak with clarity and purpose. Speak only that which aligns with your highest vision. As you do, notice how life begins to shift around you. Opportunities appear, circumstances change, and abundance flows. The world mirrors your inner speech. Remove negativity, and life will follow. Speak with power, speak with conviction, speak as if your desires are already reality, and your life will transform beyond your imagination. 6. The power of I am. Tonight I want to draw your attention to perhaps the most profound tool you possess in the art of creation. The words I am. These two simple words, when spoken with awareness and conviction, shape your entire reality. Everything begins with I am. Whatever follows these words becomes the blueprint for your life. They are not casual expressions. They are declarations of being. Every time you say, I am tired, I am poor, I am unlucky, you are planting seeds of limitation and struggle. Conversely, every time you say, I am wealthy, I am confident, I am abundant, you are commanding reality to align with that truth. Consider carefully the law that governs these words. Whatever you place after I am is immediately registered by your subconscious mind. The subconscious does not debate, does not question, and does not distinguish between what is imagined and what is real. It accepts your statements as true, and it moves to bring your external circumstances into harmony with that inner declaration. This is why mastering the use of I am is not optional, it is essential. It is the foundation of your creative power. Many people use I am carelessly, without awareness of its consequences. I am tired, they say. I am unlucky. I am not good enough. These statements seem innocuous, yet they shape a life of struggle. The universe does not judge, it only obeys. If you continually say you are tired, your body and your life will reflect fatigue. If you continually say you are not enough, your opportunities and experiences will mirror that belief. Words are not trivial, they are forces of creation. Now let us explore the correct application of I am. Begin each day with deliberate awareness of what you declare. Instead of beginning with complaints or excuses, begin with affirmations of your desired state. Say, I am prosperous, I am healthy, I am confident, I am attracting opportunities that expand my life. Do not whisper these words. Speak them with feeling, conviction, and authority. Let them saturate your consciousness. Your subconscious mind will accept them as reality, and your external circumstances will conform. It is crucial to understand that I am is not about superficial statements or empty repetition. It is about feeling, embodying, and experiencing the state you declare. When you say, I am confident, do not merely utter the words. Feel the confidence in your body, your mind, and your spirit. Imagine yourself handling every situation with ease, charm, and authority. Experience the reactions of others, the respect you command, and the inner satisfaction you feel. Your subconscious mind registers these feelings as truth, and your outer world will inevitably reflect them. Let me emphasize a common mistake. Many people try to manipulate reality by saying what they desire without first aligning their inner state. I am wealthy, they say, yet they feel fear, scarcity, or doubt. The subconscious cannot be fooled by words alone. It responds to the feeling of truth behind them. Therefore, when using I am, you must cultivate the inner reality that supports your declaration. Feel the abundance, the confidence, the success, and your life will follow. Now consider the profound implications of this principle. I am is not merely a tool for success. It is the tool for self-mastery. It shapes your identity, your perception, and your reality. By carefully choosing what follows I am, you consciously define who you are and what you will experience. This is not wishful thinking. It is deliberate creation. The person who masters I am has mastered the art of life itself. They do not wait for circumstances to validate their statements. They create circumstances through the power of their words and feelings. To practice this principle effectively, begin by observing your current use of I am. Notice the statements you make automatically throughout the day. I am stressed. I am behind. I am not ready. Each of these statements reinforces limitation. Replace them immediately with empowering alternatives. I am calm. I am capable. I am prepared. Repeat these statements often, with feeling and attention, until they become the dominant language of your mind. Your subconscious will register them as the truth, and your outer world will transform in harmony with your declarations. Another key aspect is the law of assumption. Whatever you place after I am must be assumed as already true. Do not speak in terms of hope or future possibility. Say I am abundant, not I will be abundant. Say I am confident, not I hope to be confident. The present tense communicates reality to your subconscious. The subconscious does not wait for circumstances to align. It creates circumstances based on the assumption you live in. This is why every successful person, every millionaire, every fulfilled human being lives in a state of inner assumption. They declare I am and experience the reality internally before it appears externally. Furthermore, your speech of I am influences not only your internal state but also your behavior. When you declare I am confident, you naturally act in alignment with that confidence. Your posture, your tone, your interactions and your choices all reflect the state you declare. Life responds not only to your words, but also to the actions that flow from your inner identity. Speak I am truthfully, and watch as your body, mind, and circumstances follow suit. Let me give you a practical exercise. Each morning and evening, write 10 I am statements that reflect your desired state. I am healthy. I am successful. I am abundant. I am loved. I am at peace. Speak them aloud, feel them deeply, and carry the feeling into every action and interaction throughout your day. Repeat this consistently, and you will notice a shift in your consciousness, which will naturally manifest in your reality. Persistence is key. The universe obeys the steady, unwavering instruction of your subconscious mind. Remember, the power of I am is not theoretical. It is demonstrable. It is the tool used by every individual who has transformed their life. It is the master key that opens the door to every desire, every goal, and every achievement. Speak carefully. Speak deliberately. Speak with feeling. The words I am are your creative instrument. Use them wisely and your life will reflect the truth of what you declare. Tonight, commit to mastering I am. Observe your speech. Eliminate limiting declarations. Replace every statement with a positive present tense affirmation of your highest desire. Feel the reality of what you declare. Live in the assumption of it. Persist daily and watch as your inner declarations shape the world around you. Your life will follow your words. Your words will define your reality. The power is yours. It is as simple and as profound as I am.
7. Live in the end. Tonight I want to reveal to you a principle that is perhaps the most decisive in shaping your life. The principle of living in the end. Most people live in a state of longing, constantly focused on what is absent, what is missing, what they hope will someday appear. They wait for circumstances to validate their desires, never realizing that the outer world cannot act as a teacher or a guarantor. The world is a mirror. It reflects the state you occupy within, not the state you wish to occupy. Therefore, the secret to mastery is to live in the end, the state of your desire fulfilled as if it is already your reality. Living in the end does not mean acting as though your desire is real in superficial ways. It is not about pretending or faking confidence, wealth, or success. It is about inwardly assuming the reality of your fulfilled desire, feeling it deeply and inhabiting it in every aspect of your being. When you live in the end, your imagination, your feelings, and your words all align with the reality you wish to experience. The subconscious mind accepts this as truth, and the outer world must conform to it. Consider this carefully. Most people attempt to work toward a goal from a state of lack. They think I will be wealthy when I have money, or I will be confident when I achieve success. But the subconscious does not respond to lack. It responds to feeling and assumption. To change your circumstances, you must first change your inner state. You must live in the end. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, and the outer world will inevitably follow. Let me illustrate this with an example. Suppose you desire a promotion at work. Many approach this desire with worry and strategy, thinking that external effort alone will produce results. They focus on the steps, the competition, the timing,
and the possible obstacles. But the one who understands living in the end does not focus on obstacles. They focus on the reality of having already been promoted. They imagine the respect they receive from colleagues, the satisfaction of accomplishment, the new responsibilities handled with ease. They feel the pride, the confidence, the certainty of their success. And because the subconscious mind is impressed with this inner state, it arranges circumstances to make it real. Living in the end requires consistency. It is not a fleeting thought, not a passing daydream. It is a sustained, deliberate, and immersive occupation of the state you desire. Each day, each moment, you must return to this inner reality. When doubt arises, you must dismiss it and reaffirm the end state. The outer world may appear contrary, but appearances are not evidence. They are temporary reflections. What matters is the state you inhabit internally. Persist in this inner assumption, and the outer world will adjust accordingly. You may ask, how do I sustain the feeling of the end when circumstances seem to oppose it? The answer is to focus on the feeling itself, not on external validation. Feel the joy, the satisfaction, the peace, and the abundance of your fulfilled desire. Imagine it in detail. See it, hear it, touch it, taste it, feel it, enter the scene fully, and inhabit it as your present reality. The outer world will eventually catch up, but the inner state must remain undisturbed by appearances. This is the true art of living in the end. Let us explore the subtlety of this principle further. Living in the end is not merely about imagining an outcome. It is about becoming the person who already possesses it. If you desire wealth, you must embody the consciousness of a wealthy person. Think, feel, and act as though abundance is your natural state. If you desire love, embody the consciousness of someone who is loved, valued, and cherished. If you desire health, embody the consciousness of vitality and energy. The outer reality is compelled to follow the inner state. Become that state, and life will reflect it. Notice also that living in the end affects your actions effortlessly. When your inner state aligns with your desire fulfilled, your behavior naturally corresponds. You make decisions, take steps, and seize opportunities consistent with your imagined reality. You do not act from fear, doubt, or limitation. You act from confidence, clarity, and certainty. Your outer life becomes a natural extension of your inner assumption. The world begins to mirror the person you are internally, rather than the person you hope to be externally. Many people fail because they live in the middle, the liminal space between desire and fulfillment. They neither occupy the reality of the end, nor fully let go of life. This is why persistence and inner discipline are essential. Return consistently to the state of your fulfilled desire. Repeat it in thought, speak it in words, feel it in your body, and imagine it in every sensory detail. Make it alive, make it real internal, and life will respond with undeniable evidence. Let me offer a practical exercise. Each evening before you sleep, lie quietly, close your eyes, and imagine the end of your desire fulfilled. Enter it as though it is happening now. Feel the sensations, hear the sounds, and experience the satisfaction, joy, and gratitude of having what you desire. Let it saturate your consciousness. As you drift to sleep, carry this state with you. The subconscious mind works powerfully, while the conscious mind rests, reinforcing the state you occupy. Persist nightly, and you will notice subtle shifts in perception and circumstance. Furthermore, living in the end requires faith, not faith in a distant future, but faith in the power of your imagination and inner state to shape reality. Faith is not wishful thinking. It is unwavering assumption. It is the certainty that your desire exists already, even if the outer world has yet to reflect it. To live in the end is to trust the unseen, to inhabit the reality that is invisible to the senses, but undeniable in consciousness. Finally, remember this: life does not dictate your circumstances. You dictate your life. You do not wait for validation. You create validation internally. The world is a mirror. It reflects what you assume to be true. Live in the end, occupy the state of your desire fulfilled, and the world will conform to that state. Every action, every word, every thought, every feeling, let them all align with the reality you wish to see. Persist, and life will answer. Tonight I urge you to begin this practice immediately. Choose one desire, one goal, one dream, one reality, and live in the end. Feel it,
speak it, imagine it, become it internally, and watch as the outer world bends to match your inner assumption. This is the secret known to every successful human being, yet practiced by few. Live in the end and your life will follow. The power is within you. It is as simple and as profound as assuming the state of your fulfilled desire and inhabiting it fully, without doubt, without hesitation, and without fear.
8. Persist in the assumption. Tonight I want to speak to you about persistence. The kind that is not merely effort, not merely repetition, but a deep, unwavering occupation, of the state you desire. Many people misunderstand persistence. They think it means endless striving, constant action, or exhausting labor toward a goal. But the true power of persistence lies not in what you do outwardly, it lies in the inner state you continue to assume, the feeling you maintain, and the reality you dwell in internally. The moment you persist in the assumption of your fulfilled desire, the world begins to rearrange itself to match that inner reality. Let me clarify this principle. When you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and persist in it, your subconscious mind registers that state as fact. It does not question, it does not hesitate, it does not delay. It begins to adjust your perception, your thoughts, your habits, and ultimately the circumstances of your life to align with that assumed reality. This is why persistence in assumption is the secret of every successful human being. It is not effort that creates reality. It is sustained assumption, sustained inner occupation of the desired state. Many people give up too soon. They imagine a reality for a moment. They feel the joy of it briefly, but then they return to the outer world, to its appearances, to its doubts and limitations. When the outer world does not immediately reflect their inner assumption, they become discouraged. They question, they worry, they give up. This is the greatest mistake one can make. You cannot allow appearances to dictate your inner state. You must persist in assumption, independent of the world outside. The world always reflects your inner state. It is not the other way around. Persistence in assumption requires a disciplined mind. Each time a doubt arises, each time a fear whispers, each time an external circumstance appears contrary, you must return to the feeling of your fulfilled desire. Do not debate it. Do not rationalize. Do not argue with appearance. Simply reaffirm the state you wish to occupy. Repeat it in thought, in speech, and in feeling. Let it saturate every corner of your consciousness. Persist in this inner occupation, and your outer world will gradually conform. Now consider the subtleties of this persistence. It is not mechanical repetition. It is not empty affirmations. It is a full, immersive assumption of your desire. It is seeing it, hearing it, feeling it, and living it internally. It is entering the scene of your fulfilled wish in imagination, and remaining there as though no other reality exists. This is the persistence that moves mountains. This is the persistence that bends circumstances, attracts opportunities, and draws people into alignment with your inner state. Let me give you an example. Suppose you desire wealth. You imagine it, you feel it, you declare it, but then you encounter bills, debts, or delays. The untrained mind reacts with fear, worry, and complaint. The persistence in assumption, however, says, these appearances are irrelevant. I occupy the state of wealth. Money flows to me. I am abundant. I am prosperous. The mind repeats this assumption day and night. It feels it, it imagines it, it speaks it. Gradually, opportunities emerge, circumstances shift, and the world bends to the unwavering assumption of wealth. Persistence also requires patience. The outer world operates in time, but the inner world operates in reality. Do not measure your success by the clock of appearances. Your job is not to rush reality. It is to inhabit it internally. The universe will respond in perfect timing. Persist in assumption without anxiety or doubt. Live daily in the feeling of your fulfilled desire. Return to it consistently, and watch as the world catches up to your inner state. A key aspect of persistence is repetition. Each day, each moment, reinforce the inner state. Begin the day by imagining and feeling your wish fulfilled. Speak it, live it, breathe it. Throughout the day, return to this inner state whenever distractions or doubts arise. End the day by dwelling in the assumption once more before sleep. This repetition impresses the subconscious mind, and it begins to orchestrate events and circumstances to reflect the assumed reality. Consistency is the mother of manifestation. Many fail because they allow external circumstances to erode their assumptions. They see lack, limitation,
or delay, and they permit it to sway their inner conviction. Appearances are never proof of reality. They are merely temporary echoes of past assumptions. Persist in your inner state. Hold fast to the feeling of the fulfilled desire. Trust that the unseen reality is already established. The universe always reflects what is assumed as true, not what is feared or doubted. Let me emphasize another point. Persistence is strengthened by emotion. The subconscious mind responds not only to thought but to feeling. The more vividly you feel the reality of your fulfilled desire, the stronger the impression on your subconscious. Do not merely think, I am wealthy. Feel it. Let gratitude, joy, security and satisfaction flood your being. Persist in this feeling. Let it become the dominant state of consciousness. When emotion and assumption are united, the power of persistence becomes irresistible. Furthermore, persistence in assumption changes the way you interact with life. It creates a confidence that radiates in your speech, your posture, your actions, and your decisions. You act from the state of fulfillment rather than from fear or lack. Opportunities become visible, solutions appear, and people respond favorably. Life conforms naturally to the persistent assumption, because the subconscious organizes your world to match your inner reality. Here is a practical exercise. Choose a single desire and assume its fulfillment daily. Spend 10 minutes fully imagining it, feeling it, and declaring it. Then whenever doubt or contrary appearances arise, immediately return to this inner state. Repeat morning, midday, and evening. Persist without wavering. Keep your consciousness centered in the state of fulfillment, and notice how the outer world begins to change. Persistence is the bridge between imagination and manifestation. Remember, persistence in assumption is not about struggle. It is about inner conviction. It is not about forcing reality. It is about allowing the world to conform to your inner state. Persist in feeling, in imagination, and in speech. Persist in belief, in assumption, and in gratitude. The outer world will reflect the persistence of your inner life. This is the secret of every person who has succeeded beyond measure. They did not give up. They did not rely on circumstance. They persisted in assumption until the world yielded to their inner state. Tonight I urge you to embrace persistence as your ally. Commit to your assumed state. Return to it consistently, daily, and without compromise. Do not be moved by appearances. Do not argue with delay. Persist in your inner reality, and life will respond. Your desires, your dreams, and your highest potential will manifest because you persisted in assumption. The power is within you. It is as simple and as profound as never letting go of the state you have assumed and persisting until it is reflected in your world.
Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Tonight I want to focus on a principle that is at the very heart of all manifestation, the principle of assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Most people think of manifestation as a process of effort, calculation, or waiting for external circumstances to change. They imagine that the world must first shift, that people must respond, or that opportunities must appear before they can feel fulfilled. But this is a great misconception. The world responds not to your waiting, not to your plans, not to your striving. It responds to the feeling you embody, the inner state you assume, and the consciousness you occupy. The feeling of the wish fulfilled is the key. Thought alone is insufficient. Imagination alone is insufficient. Words alone are insufficient. Feeling is the creative power behind all manifestation. When you imagine a scene of your desire fulfilled and combine it with the emotion, the satisfaction, and the certainty of reality, your subconscious accepts it as truth. It moves to align every thought, decision, and action in your life with this assumed reality. Feeling is the bridge between imagination and creation. Consider for a moment the difference between thinking about wealth and feeling wealth. You may intellectually understand the idea of abundance. You may visualize the numbers in your bank account. You may dream of luxury and comfort. But if your mind is filled with fear, lack, or doubt, your subconscious does not accept your visualization as feeling is what impresses the subconscious. The sensation of already having, already being, and already experiencing your desire is what compels reality to conform. This is why I urge you to go beyond mere imagining. Enter the scene of your fulfilled desire fully. See yourself living the life you want. Hear the sounds, see the sights, and most importantly, feel the sensations. Feel the joy of success, the security of abundance, the love and admiration of others, the satisfaction of health, the pride of accomplishment. Immerse yourself completely in this inner reality, as though it is happening now.
When you feel the reality of your desire, your subconscious mind accepts it without question. Many people stumble at this point because they try to imagine without feeling. They create pictures in their mind, but the emotion is missing. This is ineffective. The subconscious does not respond to images alone. It responds to the reality you feel internally. Feeling is what gives life to imagination. Feeling is what impresses the subconscious. Feeling is what brings the imagined into the realm of the real. Without feeling, your imagination is like a seed that is never planted in fertile soil. It cannot grow. Let us take an example. Suppose you desire to be confident in social situations. You imagine yourself walking into a room, smiling, conversing effortlessly, commanding respect and attention. But if you do not feel the confidence, if you feel nervousness, insecurity, or self-doubt, your subconscious cannot accept the imagined scene as real. Instead, you must feel the confidence as though it is already yours. You must inhabit the state of assurance, ease, and poise. You must experience it in your body, your mind, and your spirit. This feeling is the key that unlocks manifestation. Furthermore, assume the feeling persistently. Do not allow fleeting thoughts, doubts, or contrary appearances to disturb your inner state. Appearances are never proof. They are mere reflections of past assumptions. You are not acting in a world of proof. You are acting in a world of assumption. Persist in the feeling of the wish fulfilled daily and nightly. Return to it in the morning, in meditation, in quiet reflection, before sleep. Make it your constant inner reality. This persistence impresses the subconscious.
Live as if it is already yours. Tonight I want to speak to you about the culminating principle of manifestation. The principle of living as if your desire is already fulfilled. Everything we have discussed, watching your words, removing negativity, assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, persisting in assumption is a preparation for this ultimate step. The world responds not to your wishes, not to your hopes, not to your plans. It responds to the state you occupy. When you live as if your desire is already yours, your subconscious mind accepts it without question, and reality rearranges itself to conform to that inner state. Many people misunderstand this principle. They think that living as if your desire is already yours is pretending or acting in superficial ways. They imagine it requires external evidence or validation. But this is not so. Living as if your desire is already fulfilled is an inner occupation. It is the consciousness you maintain, the state you inhabit internally, and the way you feel about your life at its deepest level. It is not dependent on appearances, circumstances, or other people. It is a deliberate, unwavering assumption of your fulfilled desire. Let us examine this closely. Suppose you desire wealth. Many believe they must wait for the evidence, money in the bank, success in business, opportunities to appear. But this is backward. You must first live in the consciousness of wealth, feel the security, the abundance, and the freedom of being wealthy. Speak as though you are already prosperous. Make decisions, take actions, and carry yourself as someone who is already aligned with financial abundance. The outer world cannot resist the inner reality. It must adjust to reflect the state you inhabit. Living as if it is already yours requires a total alignment of thought, feeling, and action. Your thoughts must reflect the fulfilled desire. Your words must declare it. Your feelings must embody it. Your behavior must act in harmony with it. When all these aspects of your being are aligned, your outer circumstances will inevitably follow. This is the law of consciousness. It is absolute, immutable, and obeyed without exception. Notice also that living as if it is already yours liberates you from struggle. Many people labor, strive, and exhaust themselves in pursuit of their goals because they live from lack. They act as though fulfillment is on way in the future, always beyond their reach. When you live as if it is already yours, there is no strain, no effort, no anxiety. You inhabit the reality now. You act from abundance, confidence, and certainty. Your actions flow naturally. Your choices become effortless, and opportunities appear as if by magic. This is the essence of true power. Let me illustrate this with an example. Suppose you desire love, a deep, fulfilling, reciprocal love. Many search for it outside themselves, hoping to find it in circumstances or another person. But the reality is that love begins within. To attract love, you must first live as if it is already yours. Feel the warmth, the joy, and the satisfaction of being loved fully and unconditionally. Embody the consciousness of someone who is cherished and valued. Speak, act, and move through life with this inner state. Your outer world, the people, circumstances, and relationships will inevitably reflect the love you embody. Persistence is key in living as if it is already yours. External circumstances may not immediately reflect your inner state,
You may encounter delay, opposition, or challenge. These appearances are not evidence of failure, they are merely echoes of past assumptions. Return to your inner state consistently. Maintain the consciousness of fulfillment. Persist daily, hourly, moment by moment until your reality adjusts to your inner state. The universe is patient, but it is unyielding in its obedience to consciousness. Persist, and life will bend to match your assumption. Living as if it is already yours also transforms your character. When you inhabit the state of your fulfilled desire, you think, feel, and act as the person who already possesses it. Your confidence grows, your habits align with your goal, and your inner life radiates the reality you wish to experience. You are no longer a dreamer hoping for the future. You are a creator commanding reality in the present. Your life becomes a living expression of your inner consciousness. A practical exercise. Each day choose a moment to fully immerse yourself in the state of your fulfilled desire. See it, feel it, and live it internally. Speak and act in harmony with it. Carry the state into every interaction, every decision, and every action throughout the day. Let it dominate your consciousness. Persist until it becomes natural, until it saturates every corner of your being, and until your outer world begins to reflect it. Repeat this daily and notice the transformation. Remember, the law is simple yet profound. What you assume as real, you experience as real. Living as if it is already yours is the ultimate expression of this law. It is the conscious alignment of your inner world with the reality you wish to create. Speak as if it is true, act as if it is true, feel as if it is true, and your world will obey. No desire is too great, no goal too distant, no dream too impossible. The outer world is powerless against the reality you assume within. Furthermore, living as if it is already yours frees you from fear, worry, and doubt. You are no longer dependent on appearances or external proof. You trust the unseen. You occupy the state of fulfillment and the world reflects it. You are no longer reactive to circumstances. You are proactive from consciousness. You are the master of your reality. And life becomes a reflection of your inner state. Finally, take this principle into every aspect of your life. Health, wealth, love, success, peace, and happiness. All of it begins and ends with living as if it is already yours. The moment you assume it, feel it, and persist in it, your outer world becomes inevitable. Every thought, every word, every feeling, every action must reinforce this inner reality. The world cannot resist your inner state. Persist, live it, embody it, and watch as your life transforms beyond imagination. Tonight I urge you to begin immediately. Choose your desire, assume it fully, feel it is already yours, and live in that state. Speak as if it is true, act as if it is true, move through the world with the consciousness of fulfillment. Persist in this inner state without doubt, without hesitation, without concern for appearances. Your life will respond, your world will obey. Your desires are not distant, they are already yours, waiting only for your conscious assumption. The secret is simple, eternal, and powerful. Live as if it is already yours and life will follow. This is the law. This is the principle of creation. This is the path to mastery, abundance, and fulfillment. Occupy your desired reality now, and the universe will respond with precision, grace, and inevitability. The power is within you. It is yours to claim. Live as if, and all else will follow.